Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Belle Collective Season 5, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So when the episode first opens up, the Bells are still at the improv class. Honey, they should have improvised acting like they got some damn sense. But here we are. So Marie is still trying to escape. Latrice has established that Marie is lesser than her. Baby, this is crazy. So Marie stands over to the side and they finally give Latishia the green light for her to speak her speech. So she tells them that she wants to invite them to New Orleans. Oh, child. The way that she was pronouncing that was irking me to no end. But anyway, she wants to invite the collective to New Orleans. And then Marie says, well, does that include Antoinette over there? Antoinette gonna say, respectfully in front of God and everybody. Girl, you full of shit. So Latishia said, girl, I was about to invite you, but I ain't inviting you nowhere now. You can go. So then Antoinette stands up because she's been waiting for this moment for 4 years. Okay. She gets up and she says, with pleasure. Now, mind you, she says she was finna get the hell up and get out. But then she stands up and then she says, you wishes your whole storyline wasn't your husband cheating on you. Wah, wah, wah. Girl, that's old news. Girl, please. Ain't nobody worried about that, baby. It's giving cringy. We already been there, done that, got the DNA test. You're going to have to come with something else. Antoinette grabs Latishia and Latishia was like, don't be grabbing me. Don't be grabbing me. Don't touch me. So then production tells her, there's no touching. Please do not touch her. Antoinette, you know what? It's so funny and ironic is that the very thing that you accused them of doing, you're doing it yourself. And you're doing way too damn much. Why even be around them if they cause you to lose money? Aren't these billable hours? Like, what is wrong with you? So then she goes out into the parking lot and she's like, were you offended? Were you offended? The very thing that's wrong with this collective is Latishia. Girl, get over it. This is 4 years of resentment. If you're so above all the drama, then talk it out. You could have pulled her to the side and you would have had a much better moment by saying, you know what? The fact that you accused me my last time seeing you of wanting your husband to me was laughable. And to see how things have played out the last few years on screen with you and him, it probably was projection because you were feeling insecure because you know your man for the streets. Not this. This was cringy. Like, I don't understand exactly what you were trying to accomplish, but it gave nothing for me. Now, I don't know about y'all, but it gave absolutely nothing for me. And I hope that we don't see Antoinette no more. Moving forward. Oh, but I will say this. Two things can be true. Latishia is full of okay, she don't give a damn about no sisterhood. And you were team too much and you were cringy. So inside, Latishia crying because that's all she do all day long, honey. Tambra decides, I'm going to go ahead and have a talk with Marie so she can stop all this hollering. And I feel like it was useless because Marie is still standing on Tambra, should have been more open. If she her friend, she should have known certain things. Girl, that is not your job to make her open up. It is not. Marie, just admit that you were being messy. You and Latishia wanted to create this show's appeal by having more drama than need be. And you went about it the absolute wrong way. And whoever is producing this show, why didn't y'all show the entire conversation? They sat down for 2.2 seconds, then you see them walking out. No, we want to hear what they had to say. We have been waiting for a conversation, then we finally get a conversation and we see the back of their heads. That's crazy. Moving forward. In the next scene, JJ is down to his son-in-law's barbershop. Oh, okay, so you can show up down there to get a lineup, but not for your baby's baby shower? Anyway, so the rest of the men show up. Glenn, you ain't working, so you should have been the first one there. Glenn, you should have been there when he opened up. And that child dressed all colorful and whatnot. It's giving Paris in springtime. I said, look at them in all their colorful shirts. I love to see it. But anywho, Glenn is telling the men that he's not working and he's stepping out on his entrepreneurial journey. So they all trying to figure out, did you get that record deal? I know I got a record deal. Ain't nobody never heard of me. Baby, shout out to Kim Zolciak and Nene. Oh, child. You know what, Glenn? Maybe you can call Candy. Y'all can go to the studio and drop some beats. But anyway, so they trying to figure out if he got a record deal and whatnot. So he was like, nah, man, I just wrote that song for my lady. So now Glenn is in his feelings because Big Willie made fun of him and his rapping. He told Willie, I feel like you think you better than us. Now, I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I mean, I get it. I get it, Glendale. I get that he thinks, this is how I feel. I feel like Willie thinks that they are some country bumpkins at times, especially when Cliff get to mumbling. I'm not going to say that he doesn't. And also, he probably sees the way y'all move, and he don't really like that. But I do think that he thinks at times he's better than them. I mean, it's very obvious. So Willie then says, well, you know, I'm more of an implant, so I haven't really gotten to know y'all. Now, Glenn, the thing is, you and your feelings and everybody made fun of you. Were you looking at the tweets? Were you on social media during that time? Like, child, we ain't liked you since you had to get a DNA test. Well, some of us, honey, because some of these women still desperate and raising their hand, hoping to be chose, child. But anyway, me, myself, and I was definitely making fun of it. I mean, it was cute that you tried to write a song, but I was making fun of it too. Cliff said Willie is acting like a woman, and then Willie said, ain't no B in me, okay? Ain't none in my blood. You the one wearing pink. Baby, the jabs at manhood is something else. Do you hear me? And I mean, men wear pink. It's fine. But I guess they just wanted to go back and forth and back. This was just a mess. Glenn brings up the trip, and he invites the men to come on the trip. Now, JJ brings up them doing a podcast. And I might need to get stock in microphones because everybody got a podcast now. And you get a podcast. And you get a podcast. I said, they talking? What can Willie and JJ possibly be talking about? Ain't nothing I want to hear. Anyway, Willie says that he wants to invite them so they can talk it out. Drink, talk it out, smoke a cigar, whatever they got to do to get it out on the table. Cliff said, nah, some of y'all vibes ain't right. I don't want to go nowhere with y'all. He said the vibes are right here. Like you smoke. I mean, you drinking, we playing pool. What's wrong? He said the only reason why he's drinking is because he's next to Willie. Okay. So what I'm gathering is Cliff and Glenn versus Willie and JJ. Willie then proceeds to roast Cliff and Glenn. And then Glenn told him, you know what, Willie, I don't really like you. And he was saying it jokingly, but he really does not like Willie. You can tell. Because this is like his third time this season saying something about Willie. He does not like him. So Willie tells him, yes, you do. You know you like me more than you want to admit. He said, no, at this point, it's F, Willie, and JJ. JJ just standing over there looking crazy with them plaits. He ain't even catching on to my gosh darn it. Y'all coming to the podcast, gosh darn it. No, they're not. Okay? They don't give a damn. So then Glenn tells him, come on, let's go. All right, leave. Bye, Ashy. Goodbye. Goodbye. Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. Because everybody was talking about that nursery rhyme. You can't get mad because everybody was talking. You should have written her a poem instead. You should have written her a letter. Get a tattoo with her initials on it. We don't want to hear you rapping, Glendale. We don't want to hear it. Okay, we don't. So then Cliff says in his confessional that Willie been after him for some seasons now because Akeisha is jealous of Latrice and he's basically bringing his wife's energy over to him. Now, I am so confused on why Clifford has an issue with Willie, but then I thought about it. I guess it's because Akeisha is the one who brought up Latrice's marriage at the reunion. None of the other ladies said anything except Akeisha. And so I think that's why Cliff has an attitude. Actually, this is projection. You're bringing your issues to Willie because you're mad that Akeisha brought that up at the reunion and you ain't fooling me. And I don't think for 1 second that Akeisha is jealous of Latrice. She has things going for herself as well. Both of them are successful women. So why would she be jealous of Latrice? That's crazy. In the next scene, Latrice is at an event to encourage people to get out and vote. And I love that initiative because it's so important that we get out and vote. Now, this episode is a few weeks too late, but I'm happy that she was actually out there encouraging people to vote in Mississippi. And you know what? Latrice got up there and she spoke her speech. And y'all, she is getting so much better. Her confidence is there. She's getting much better at public speaking. I was so proud of her. She really looked like she belonged. And she spoke like she had some confidence in what she was saying. So she did a really good job. So afterwards, you know, some of the Bells were supposed to be there, but the only people that showed up were Selena and Tambra. So they're all sitting there. And they started talking about Antoinette. Antoinette looked corny. I know she your friend, Latrice, but for me, she looked corny, and she's coming around there with that 60-year-old beef and contradicting herself and being the very person that she told them that they are. It was just giving cringe, a child. So then Tambra tells them that she spoke to Marie off camera and they had a come to Jesus moment, and Marie understands exactly what she did wrong. So when they start talking about the trip, Tambra then says, well, Damon can't come because he's going to be working. Girl, you know full and well that you and that man ain't operating as a couple, allegedly. And he probably never was coming. But then I thought about it. After the decorator, I understand not bringing him around these heifers. Because they really tried to act like you two were in a relationship of convenience and he was talking to Latishia's best friend. They think people forget. But see, I don't forget nothing. So I'm understanding why the effect is and what caused it. So I understand you not wanting to bring Damon around, but y'all don't have no chemistry no way. And I think y'all are co-parents and y'all ain't fooling me. But that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Moving forward. In the next scene at whoever house this is, Latishia and Glenn are talking about the trip. I just don't buy nothing. I don't buy nothing with these two, child. I don't know who Airbnb this is, but they over there talking about the trip. Glenn trying to be funny, talking about, is Marie coming on the trip? You got to have a man, ain't it? Sir, your wife barely got a man. Okay, we don't know what you doing. Them DMs still full, and you ain't fooling me. So then Latishia was like, don't be talking about my friend. If she want to bring her vibrator, she can bring her vibrator. I'm like, ugh. I don't want to think about any of that. Do you hear me? None of it. So then Marie shows up to talk to Latishia, and she's like visibly upset. So Glendale comes in there, and they're all three just sitting on the couch. She's talking about, what's going on, Riri? See, this right here lets me know that y'all be playing in our face. How did she go from the woman who was about to get your ex an apartment and you were going off on her to her being Riri? Anyway, so she starts crying and tells them that somebody tried to unalive her and her family. And I was like, girl, what? Now, initially, I was just like, why is Marie telling this story as dramatic as she is, until I heard what she had to say. She said that she doesn't know who wanted to harm them. She doesn't know. She said at about 2:30 a.m., somebody tried to shoot up her house from one end to the next with machine guns. Girl, who is in that house that they are trying to get to? That's scary. She said luckily nobody was at home. And as I'm looking at the camera footage, I'm just thinking, so who was in that end? Because it was a driveway full of cars. So I'm just trying to figure out who was on the inside. And the way that Glenn and Latishia were just sitting there too stunned to speak, I said, are y'all there? So Latishia asked what the family is saying about it. Marie said nobody knows anything. They say they don't have any enemies, but she hasn't done anything that bad to somebody to make them want to unalive her. Listen, production. Okay, because this happened in this scene as well. Let the stories be told. Y'all give each scene 30 seconds, if that. Let the stories unfold. I want to know more about what's going on. Were they caught? Did you show the surveillance to the police? What did they say? Because, I mean, they were on foot. So somebody had to see them get out of a car with rifles or machine guns or whatever they were using and shoot up the house. That's crazy. That should have been all over the news. And another thing, too. Every time some news is given to Latishia this season, why she just be looking? She only cry about that dang on collective so she can keep collecting that check. Because when Essie was trying to tell her about what was going on with her kidney, she was just looking. When Marie was telling her somebody shot up her house, she was just looking. But let them say the collective is not, oh, y'all better get it together. Oh, Lord, take me, Lord. Then you start falling out. You start falling the hell out. Girl, what's wrong with you? This is a fool. In the next scene, over at Triple S's house, her and her daughter are there talking because she came to visit. So they're asking her about co-parenting and how it's going. And she said she would give it a 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Honey, I know that's right. So Gucci told her, well, you know what? You didn't complete counseling like I said for you to do. Because the call that I got, that was scary. And your daughter loves you and we need you to be here for her. And as she was talking and the way that the conversation started, I was just wondering, is she postpartum? Because let me tell you something. My postpartum lasted all the way up until my son was 5 years old. I was struggling. 5. Do you hear me? Right before I started this channel, 5. He was 5. Don't let them make you think it's when they in diapers, honey, because it lasts longer than that. So I was wondering, is she postpartum? Is she depressed? Is she heartbroken? Because she kept saying that some days it's good when they co-parent and some days she gets really, really dark. So it leads me to believe that it's partly her being postpartum and partly her being heartbroken. She really does need to speak to someone. Sometimes life gets overwhelming and then you add a child and heartbreak to it. It's too much. It will take you up out of here. It's too much. Moving forward. So then they switch gears from that and they start talking about her having her baby's birthday party at the house and JJ's daughter is going to be there. And she said she hasn't seen them since the reunion. She said her and Star, they kind of have an understanding that they're good. So then Triple S gonna say, well, I feel like it's my responsibility to get JJ back good with his girls. No, it is not. It is his responsibility to get himself back good with his girls. He's grown. And he also needs to stop talking about their mom. That will be a start. Okay? He needs to do that. So here he go talking about, well, I need to do things on my own time. This is childish and stupid. Triple S just got through saying herself that her daughter almost wasn't here. So JJ, you are sitting here and listening to that. And this don't make you think about mending things with your own daughters? This does not make you think that life could be short? Y'all up here joking and ain't nothing funny. In the next scene, Willie and JJ apparently have a podcast. Who asked for this? Did y'all ask for this? Okay. Now, I don't see nothing entertaining about JJ after how he's been treating his daughters, but let's see what's going on. So they invited Triple S and Latishia down to the podcast as special guests. And the topic today is intimacy. JJ, you got your coochie in a can, don't you? You should be good. You don't need Sophia Shantae So Gucci and none of her aliases or her wigs either. He says Triple S don't give up nothing no more. Well, child, she got you now. Got him. So Latishia is letting Willie know they are of a particular age. Latishia, now girl, I know we going through the change and whatnot, honey, but we ain't that old. Okay, 40 is the new 20. Okay, we're really not that old. That perimenopause is trying to take us out. And you are full-blown menopausal, but we're not as seasoned as you were trying to make us sound, girl. So she was basically saying that the menopause is affecting everything. Now, her and Big Willie, they do it 2 times a week. And JJ said they do it 4. 2? Kiki, you real exhausted, ain't it? Baby, not 2. Anyway, but in Akeisha's defense, they spend time apart in different states. So maybe that's what's going on, honey. Because I was like, 2, child, this is a mess. So after they're done, Willie starts telling them about him getting into it with Glendale and Clifford. And he said Glenn did invite them to the brunch. So Latishia tells them that Selena says that she doesn't know if she's going to be coming to New Orleans. And as she was talking, I was just thinking every week, I wonder how this is going to work with the two of them. As far as Glenn and his feelings, sir, I would tell you to keep your day job, but you already quit. The rap just wasn't rapping. And not him calling Clifford Auntie Cliff. When he said Auntie Cliff, I was in here hollering. I said, oh, Willie, please leave that man alone. I don't like that the men are getting into it. I don't like that. It's one thing to have the ladies arguing and they're in their Belle collective bags, but I really don't want to see the men fussing. I don't really like that. Moving forward. In the next scene, Mama Thelma is back on the scene. Hey, ma'am, it's baby Ari's birthday. She is such a cutie pie. I said, look how cute she is. So Star arrived with her baby, and I was like, that's mature of her. Because, honey, I wouldn't have shown up nowhere. You didn't show up to that baby shower, so I ain't showing up to this birthday party. But that's just me. Tambra showed right on up with the gift and no baby. I know that's right. Baby Tambra said, I'm going to protect my baby's peace just like I protect mine. I know that's right, girl. So all the Bells are there except Akeisha and, of course, Latrice. And Selena isn't there because she ain't going to be there. So they're talking about the trip. And Latishia asked Tambra to host and to unblock her. Baby Tam said, look, I'm only following my child and Greedy. That's it. That's all. All the rest of y'all have been blocked, unfriended, and deleted. Latishia was just saying that she was shocked that Tambra and Marie can actually share a couch. Listen, they are moving forward for the sake of the collective, and so they won't have to see a bucket of tears. Leave them alone, let them coexist, and go on about your business. She's like, I'm feeling like this is the sisterhood. Okay, Latishia. So she told the ladies about her having to have a biopsy, and Tambra told her that she had to have 3. Let me tell you something. I had to have 2, And every time I go for that mammogram and ultrasound, it's scary. I don't wish that on anyone. It's like your heart stops and time just stands still until those people call you and tell you everything is good. It is so scary. When I say scary, I do mean scary. But you just got to keep the faith that everything's going to work out fine. So then they switch gears and Latishia says, I'm just trying to, where's D? And Marie say, yeah, I need to meet D. So then Latishia say, I'm just trying to figure out why she keeps blaming you for everything. So according to Triple S, her and Selena didn't go about things the right way. They were only concerned about themselves and not about the kids. When Latishia said, I'm wondering why she keeps blaming you, she tried to quickly switch the subject and tell her daughter's business. I didn't like that. This was not about D and what she's going through mentally. This was about you. So then she switches and she says, well, my daughter tried to unalive herself. We found her on a bridge and she had turned her phone off. And I was just like, girl, not you trying to deflect and talk about something else, because we want to know, what is it that you did that's the reason why she keeps blaming you? It's because you weren't there for her when she was younger, like she stated when we were first introduced to y'all. And I was just like, this is a mess. But that is so scary. And I will forever be checking in on my baby. If anything like that ever happened, child, I might move in, honey. I just got to be there. Triple S's only concern is trying to make sure that they ain't talking about why she mad at her. So Marie then tells Triple S, listen, tomorrow isn't promised. You really need to have that conversation with Selena, because I almost lost my life. She did. She told her. She said, I almost lost my life. She tells them that she was 10 minutes from home when her house was sprayed. And so Tambra was shocked because Marie lives in a gated community. Girl, gate or no gate, the goons will get in. That's why I don't want nobody knowing where I stay. It doesn't matter. And to see these two boys running on foot, they knew exactly where they were going and why they were going there. And they got to be bold to take off on foot. It wasn't like it was a drive-by. This was them running down the street. That is crazy. Then Dee walks in, right? And when she came in, Marie got up and she hugged her. And that's the side of Marie that you really need to show. You need to show that side more often. Like, I know that it's in there and I knew that it was in there, but you need to show it a little bit more often. So Marie told her, whatever you need, anytime that you need to talk, you need to pick up your phone and you can call me. And whatever you tell me, it will not get out. Because sometimes family can't reach you and you need to talk to someone else. And I thought that was beautiful that she was supporting Dee. I can tell that Triple S needs assistance in that department. I don't know if maybe Dee is not sure how to really open up to her, and maybe she's not sure how to show up for her. Maybe Dee doesn't feel safe talking to Triple S about certain things. I don't know. But whatever the case is, I pray that she gets the help that she needs and stays strong for herself and her baby. Because that is scary. It really is. And listen, if you need to get medication to cope, there is nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. The biggest thing is you being around for your baby and for yourself. You got a lot more life to live. There are many things for you to accomplish. And let me tell you something about that man. Baby, he'll be back. He will be back. I remember when I used to fall out, honey, and my mama would tell me all the time, oh, girl, he'll be back. And in that moment, you don't feel like it. You know, you feel like your whole world crumbling down. You got a new baby and it's just so much going on. Honey, they always come back. And when he come back, sitting right on back outside. Moving forward. In the next scene, Latishia is down to the content studio. No, I'm just kidding. Baby, she down here, Latishia Pearson Enterprise. Ain't a client in sight. And Clifford shows up and nobody knows that he's supposed to be there. She says that he showed up unannounced. Now, he was announced. Glenn sent him right on over there. So he comes in, he starts mumbling something about Glenn wanting him to come talk to her about feeling secure in the decisions that he's making. And Latishia is telling him Glenn makes great money, or made great money where he was. They had health insurance. She had a health scare. He don't need to be quitting his job. She said it's about security, and she feels like that was selfish, and it was selfish. It really was. She's mad that people knew he quit his job before her. So Cliff said, well, I just found out a couple days ago. I'm going to find out a couple days ago. What? What is it? What are you saying? But anyway, he said he had just found out, but he has a friend who has a box truck. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? Latishia said, what? Okay, all I need him to do is show me a plan. There are talkers and there are doers. Cliff said, oh, no, he a doer right now because he bought a box truck. She said he bought a what? He bought a box truck. Why he didn't tell me nothing about that. Girl, that man is doing him. He does not need your permission and he ain't gonna never ask for it. He is going to inform you when it is over. Glendale does not respect you and never has. And you know that. Remember when he had you pretending like you had an office and y'all was in that bedroom and your office was in the bedroom at the foot of the bed? Glenn has always thought that you were lesser than him. So y'all need to have a conversation because this right here is a fool. And I don't believe he bought no box truck. With what money? It's looking like a lie. And that was the end of the episode. Cliff, don't be going down there speaking for Glenn. Let him speak for himself. This wasn't even necessary. That man ain't 12 years old. That's not going to make her change her mind because you go down there talking on behalf of Glendale. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday and spent it however you wanted to spend it. Comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.